My doctor asked me, what was the worst thing he did to you? I don't know. How do you answer a question like that? How could I decide? Was it the sexual things he did? Was it when he killed my dog? The lying? The mind games? How he would put a bullet under my pillow? The betrayal? How he undermined me with friends and family? How the violence and craziness impacted my son? Saying I stole his guns? And that I was the one that was crazy, not him. How he would grab me and shove me against the wall. How he made it impossible for me to take care of the basic things I needed for my horses. That he manipulated the attorneys. That he made me think it was me. Not having any food. He took everything away from me. Made sure I didn't have any friends or family to help. We had a house, we had everything. He had it all figured out. And part of the abuse was the system. You get abused all over again by attorneys, courts, people who are supposed to help. How do I live without empathy? How could my doctor ask me what was the worst? He didn't get it.
My reality is that pain comes not only from rapists, but also from the legal system. To me, it's not a justice system, because it's far from just. I've learned to heal, trust, and hope again with help from a precious few, but for me, sexual assault hasn't been just a violation from one. It's been a violation from an entire community.
So why did you want to be a cop? I asked him. He replied, a simple question was asked me at the end of a 16-week police academy class that brings up so many emotions and memories. I'm not ashamed of my reason for choosing this path in life. That one vivid night when my father was beating my mom rests in the forethought of my mind daily. The screams from my mom as she was being beat by a cowardly man left me feeling helpless. What could I do? I was so young, and he was my father, the protector of our family. At this point, there had been several years of this happening, and my desire to help my mom and my family grew with each incident. My mom eventually escaped and ran down the hallway and was pushed through my door. She handed me the phone as he came in yelling, and she told me to call for help. I did. The consequences for my father were quick and fierce, but the police came. That feeling of security was amazing, and we all finally got a good night's sleep. It's that moment that made me want to become a police officer. What I'd like for those going through or who have endured domestic violence to know is that our abusers have not defined us. They make us stronger because we survived. My father taught me a lesson, the best lesson most children won't get, which is what not to be as a person.
In 2010, the state of Vermont passed a legislative mandate requiring that every police officer receive annual training in domestic violence. This was largely due to the domestic violence advocate community. I was shipped off for a week to receive my instructor certification, and I was surprised to see that there were several domestic violence advocates in attendance, including the organization WISE. I found myself speaking with the advocates on breaks, eating lunch with some of them. I'd always believed that DV advocates were somehow contemptuous of police. I actually found the opposite to be true. They were very nice, caring people who realized that if we were going to win the war on violence, there needed to be a responsible partnership with the police.
I'm getting over this a little more every day. I never understood the shame in abuse until it happened to me. Over 4 years before the breakup was the end of the happy days and the beginning of my torment. Each day I looked in the mirror and begged myself to leave him, to have the strength to start a new life. Just a little longer, I'd say. Just hold on. Now I know that any time we betray that inner voice, we pay for it several times over. My mind has been in a fog for so long. I didn't put the pieces together until now as I'm looking back. All the sick games he played, and all the times I was forced to do things I didn't want to do. Constantly put under pressure to get him off sexually. All the times he told me I was ugly and worthless and pushed me right in front of my boys. When he stepped his foot on my head and shoved my face into the floor, I knew I'd had enough. I had to get away. All of my muscles are still tight from the trauma, but at least the cycle has broken, and there's more reason to have faith in the universe. I'm getting over this a little bit more every day. I guess I should focus on being grateful for now. Grateful to Wise for showing me the way out of the downward spiral. The lady on the other end of the domestic abuse hotline that wept at my story and let me know that the abuse was not imaginary. Who believed me. Grateful for my family for providing the support and an exit plan. Grateful for my son for keeping quiet when he saw Mom cry on the phone during those crucial hours of the escape plan. Grateful for law enforcement for all their help when I was shattered and torn. Grateful to God for giving some extra time. Most importantly, I am grateful for a chance to provide a supportive environment for my 2 young boys who deserve a better life and to grow up to be men that can love.
Like a small boat on the ocean, sending big waves into motion.